We're now going to talk about a very important skill, and that is how do we build a function from English. And this becomes really important in a math class, but this is also how you can use the math in your daily world if you start thinking about things mathematically. And one of the things that we're going to talk about is a recursive definition. A recursive definition is one where the current value depends on an earlier value. And so we're going to look at a particular case to demonstrate this, but the idea is that our current step will depend on the next step. So, what we're going to look at is a certain drug has been prescribed to treat an infection. The patient receives an injection of 16 milliliters of the drug every 4 hours. During the same 4-hour period, the kidneys filter out 1/4 of the drug. In other words, at step 0, we get 16. At hour 0, 16 is injected straight into the bloodstream and it's already in there and it's working. But what happens from that point is that every 4 hours, so our x is going to be in steps of 4. So x equals 1 means 4 hours have passed. So f of 1 is going to be equal to 1/4 of f of 0 plus an additional 16. And this is what we mean recursive. Notice that f of 1 depends on f of 0. In other words, f of n is equal to 1/4 of f of n minus 1 plus 16. So this is our recursive definitions. And we already know that 0 is 16, and so f of 1 is going to be 1/4 of 16 plus 16. Well, 1/4 of 16 is 4 plus 16 is 20. Well, f of 2, because remember, this is 1, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, x equals 4, x equals 5. So we're going to find this for our first 5. Well, f of 2 is equal to 1/4 f of 1 plus 16, which is 1/4 of 20 plus 16, which is 5 plus 16, or 21. F of 3 is equal to 1/4 of f of 2 plus 16, so it's 1/4 of 21 plus 16, which is 21 over 4 plus, if I multiply top and bottom by 4 over 4, that's 64 over 4, so this becomes 85 over 4, or 21.25. We'll leave it as 85 over 4 for now, but that's what we have. And then f of 4, so this was the 4-hour mark, this is the 8-hour mark, 12-hour mark. We're now working on our 16-hour mark, and we get 1/4 of f of 3 plus 16, which is 1/4 times 85 fourths plus 16. Well, 1/4 times 85 fourths is 85 sixteenths. 16 times 16 is 256. Over 16 plus 85 gives me 341 over 16, which is 21.3125. Notice that it's not getting much bigger every 4 hours after the initial dose. We keep re-injecting more, but it's not growing as fast as we'd otherwise expect. So at 20, at our last one, f of 5, that's 1/4 of f of 4 plus 16, which is 1/4 of 341 over 16 plus 16. Well, 4 times 16 again is 64. So we multiply by 64 over 64. That gives me 341 over 64 plus 16 times 64 is 1024 over 64. So we add to that our 341, gives us 1365 over 64, which when I divide this by 64 gives me 21.328125. So this is how much I have every 4 hours as I go. And notice it's not getting as big as quickly as we would have expected, because the body still takes a fourth of what's there and gets rid of it before we add in the next 16. So that's how we build functions from English. And in particular, this is how we build recursive cases, which is how most drug doses are built.